Hello, welcome to Match of the Day 3. Alan Hansen and John Hartson with us as we look back at another Premier League weekend. No two Premier League weekends are the same at the moment. A side can have a good weekend one weekend and then a bad one the following week. It's only Liverpool, I think, have won 2 weekends on the trot between last week and this week, if you're looking at the title contenders. Is it because it's early season, or is it more open?
I think it's because it's early season. People are saying it's the most open Premier League for years, but as far as I'm concerned, the favourites at the start are still the favourites, the two Manchester clubs and Chelsea, for the simple reason that it's a long haul to win a title. I think they're better equipped for that long haul because they've basically got more strength and depth than the other three contenders. I mean, if you look at the other three contenders, you would say Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool. But I fully expect the winners of the title to come for the three favourites.
I mean, if you look at the table, there's 3 points separating the top six, but there's a part of you that would expect that after only 7 games.
Well, that's right. Personally, I don't particularly enjoy looking at the table up until about Christmas, because I think it's the business end, the second half of the season really. And I think early on in the season, teams will start slowly. Other teams like Southampton today are up to 4th. They've started really well, and as I said, I don't really 15, 20 games in. I think only then the table starts to tell a story for me.
The big teams traditionally in the first 10 to 12 games of the season are playing for fitness, and what you do is you leave everything else for the end of the season, March and April, because they give it the medals at that time. And if you're still involved in the Champions League, you've still got to have a bit of gas in the tank. Certainly,
that always used to be the case, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then we went through a little phase where Chelsea under Jose Mourinho first time round set off like a train, and then everybody thought, well, maybe we have to set off like a train.
I don't think they're doing that this season. I think basically the first 10, 12 games you can't win the title, but you can lose it, and maybe Man United are a bit further behind than they want to be, but apart from that, they're all in position. They've had their problems. Man City have had the problems defensively. Chelsea have had the problems. United have had the problems, but they're still in there. They're still in the race, and you go. The thing about winning a title is you've got to be capable of going 15 games undefeated. If you look at the teams and you say they could go 15 games undefeated, then they can win the title. And I think that basically the three favourites are the ones that can go a long time undefeated.
I think as well, what you find is with the big teams, when they play the other big, they can raise it. They can raise their game. It's the games like today where Arsenal have come unstuck against West Brom, Manchester United last week. You've seen Chelsea nearly only taking a point from today's game. So sometimes it's not necessarily the bigger teams that take points off the other bigger teams. It's the smaller teams.
There will be surprises. I think the beauty of the Premier League and English football has always been that it doesn't matter if you're 10 points clear in the table. When you go to a team that's 10 points at the bottom, you're still going to have a game, and conceivably you can be beaten. I mean, that has always been the beauty of playing in English football. Top against bottom, you're going to get a great game.
We want your tweet on Match of the Day 3 now, at BBC MOTD, for 2 reasons. One, because it makes us interactive, and secondly, it means we'd have to come up with a subject every week. At BBC MOTD. Connor says this. Go on, John, you can have this. Do you think Arsenal have what it takes to keep their run of form going? Would you have any thoughts on improvement?
Well, I think he may need to add to the squad. I think the signing of Mesut Ozil was a fantastic signing. I think it's lifted the whole group. I think you do worry if anything happens to Giroud in terms of an injury. But the good thing is, from an Arsenal point of view, there's money there. There is money there in January, and if he wants to go in the market again and look at other players, I know we tried for Higuain. We tried strongly as well for Suarez. So he has tried, Arsene Wenger, to bring in quality players, but the good thing is that there is certainly money there in January if they want to go in and get more strength.
I think they've done incredibly well. I mean, you look at the first game of the season, I think the manager did well. He was calm. He was telling the supporters, don't panic. We've got the players that can get us back in position, and that's what's happened. And it would have been easy for them to lose 3-4 in the trot and be absolutely nowhere. And it's to the credit that they stayed cool. I don't think they're going to win the title, but I certainly think they can get in the top 4.
Benjamin Hamilton says, why are Liverpool's first and second half performances Jekyll and Hyde this season?
Well, I just think that sometimes you can put so much into the first half. I think that the last 3 or 4 seasons, Liverpool have had so many ups and downs and have gone in against the lesser sides and probably not done as well as they possibly could have. I think that Liverpool have put a lot into the games the first half, and there's only one way you can go, and that is down. I mean, but Brendan Rodgers will be delighted with the performances and the way they've played.
Do you like the three at the back?
I've never liked three at the back. I think that sooner or later they'll come unstuck, for the simple reason is that the whole concept of defending has never changed. If you have one attacker up, you need two defenders, one to pick up, one to cover. Where that cover is debatable, but you need two. The number of I played it myself at Liverpool, with three centre-backs, and we could never play it, because the number of times you'd have one up and you'd have three defenders marking the one player, and that means you lose out elsewhere, and that elsewhere is the middle of the park, and you get overrun. So, I mean, they're talking about the way the game evolves, and they've done it for 100 years, but everybody keeps going back to the flat back four, and I think Liverpool will do it eventually.
Was it also Loro's fault?
Yeah, absolutely.
I assume that was that.
Without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, I used to delegate everything to him, and he always let me down.
You were going to commit on Liverpool, eh?
Yeah, I just think sometimes, Liverpool have started so well this season, and I just feel that sometimes when you go 2 or 3-0 up, it's a natural thing to do, is to ease off naturally in the second half, because you see, if you're 2 or 3-0 up, the manager can afford to bring players off, give players a rest. So it's quite natural as well when you go so far ahead in the game to ease off slightly.
Final one from Kieran Evans. Who do you think is going to finish higher, John? Cardiff or Swansea?
Well, I'd ask him to ask a proper question, really, and not a silly one. But no, I think Swansea will finish higher, and I think a lot of people, even Cardiff City fans, maybe would agree with that, because you look at Swansea, 2 seasons in the Premier League, 11th and 9th. It's Cardiff's first season. Marky Mackay's done a great job. Their home record has been absolutely brilliant. I think they've only lost 3 in the last 18 months, I believe, at home. So the home form will be important to Cardiff, but Swansea will finish higher, no doubt.
Cardiff higher at the moment, by a point.
Yeah, but there's only 7 games gone.
And that's where we started.
Early season.
See how it all comes round in a nice circle. At BBC MOTD, if you want to tweet us, we'll read some more on Match of the Day 3 in 2 weeks' time. And as John said, if you could make them proper questions, that'd be great. Bye.